So would you like to please become peaceful, become quiet, get yourself comfortable, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes. And I'd like you, we've done it this morning, so I'm not going to take you through it. I'd like you to take yourself into an altered state of consciousness by moving from 10 to 1 at your own pace. So please, I'll give you a couple of minutes. You know how to do it. Move yourself down from 10 to 1, and then we'll move on into the meditation. Now you should all be nice and relaxed and in a higher vibrational state. And I want you now, in your imagination, not in physicality, in your imagination, to stand up as a spirit, to stand up from and to move out of your physical body. As a spirit, stood up, you can look back now and you can see your physical self sitting in the chair in the earth room. You can also see that you are connected to your physical body by a silver cord that stretches out and back from your solar plexus and connects to the solar plexus of the physical you that is still sitting in the chair. Now, I want you to walk away from your physical body and towards and out through the door of the earth room. And as you move beyond the door, you look back and you see the door to the earth room close itself behind you. Having closed, it disappears. And you turn and find yourself not in the corridor that usually lies beyond the earth room in the sanctuary, but you are standing instead in an area of gentle, comforting, soothing, golden light. You can't see any walls or a ceiling, just this light, just this etheric mist all around you. And the first thing that strikes you is the feeling of peace and quiet and calm in this place. It feels a bit like standing inside a vast cathedral when there's no one there but you. The door that disappeared behind you has shut out the material world for a time, shut out all the noise, all the clamor, all the rush, all the distractions, all the agendas, all the world's worship of mammon that seeks to wipe out, to deny all of this. This peace and calm that is yours by right and radiates out to you and infuses you constantly from the divine. Now, ahead of you, perhaps 20 feet ahead of you, through this gentle mist, you can now see another door in a door frame. And between you and this door is this area of peace, of light, uncluttered, unaffected by the illusion of time. A timeless oasis of absolute peace. Now the door you can see ahead of you slowly opens. And an even brighter light than the light that is surrounding you now streams out and towards you through the opening. And silhouetted against this light, you see a figure standing in the open doorway. The figure walks slowly towards you and becomes more defined as it does so. And you realize that you are being approached by, you are in the presence of an angel. A tall being, noble, serene, golden-haired, wearing a robe that is as white as snow. The angel's entire being glows with an aura of white light. Their expression is kind, loving, compassionate, a combination of ancient wisdom, spiritual power, and ageless, limitless love. Love for all God's creation. Love for all life. Love for you. The angel is standing in front of you now and looks into your eyes, then takes one of your hands in their hands. And as they do so, an extraordinary thing happens. As you feel the warm touch of their hands, you also feel a sensation similar to what it must feel like to emerge from a chrysalis, as a butterfly does when it has transformed from its earlier life as a caterpillar. You look down at your body and you see, for want of a better description, a shell, a layer of greyness peeling away from your skin and falling to the ground at your feet like so much grey ash, revealing as it does so a lighter version of you that has been living within this restrictive shell of dense earthly experience as the years have passed on earth for you. You understand fully what is happening. You understand from within that via the angel's touch, all the earthly heaviness you have accumulated over the years that has been layered upon you during your earthly life, all the negative illusions that life on earth has woven around you and imposed on you, have just been lifted away from you. And as a result, you now feel so much lighter. You feel liberated, free to operate as who you really are, a being of light, a being with spiritual purpose and unlimited creative power, a being with a mission on earth. As the greyness that has tumbled around your feet like ashes disappears, you realize you have entered into an elevated angelic state of consciousness. Your body is glowing. You are filled with light, with health, with energy, with divine power, with joy, with love. The angel begins to speak to you mentally, and you hear their thoughts, hear what they are saying to you with your mind. They invite you to look through the doorway they have just come through to greet you. You do so, and you see beyond that doorway hundreds, thousands, millions, billions of angels gathered together in a sea of light, a heavenly host united in love, united in intent. The sight is moving, breathtaking. There are so many angels, and you sense, you know, that their intention in gathering together like this is to awaken souls on earth to spiritual reality, to reintroduce harmony and love into the world, to chase away the shadows, the current darknesses on earth. But, the angel now tells you, they are not allowed to interfere. Souls on earth must awaken through their own volition, through their own choice, must reject their current dark actions through choice. We can advise, says the angel, and we can send out high vibrations that will reach the peoples on earth, allowing them to be elevated by them if they wish to be so. But we can only do this through intermediaries. The vibrations on earth are so dense, so heavy at the moment, that our light and our intentions have to be toned down in frequency slightly so that people on earth can become aware of them and react to them. And that's where you come in, the angel says. You and souls like you willing to work for the light. You can act as messengers for us, for our vibrations and our intents. We can channel light through you at a frequency that souls on earth can pick up and consider and react to. And I know we've no need to ask whether you will do this, says the angel. You, the Spirit, has already agreed to do this. You are already an angelic messenger, an angelic world changer. You sense the angelic intention in the air around you. You feel the intention of all these angels, their desire to make things right on earth. You feel their love for you, for all the peoples of earth and for the planet itself. Turn and look now, says the angel, and you turn 180 degrees so that you are facing the door you came through into this space, the door to the earth room. And you find that it is opened again, but not onto the earth room, but to reveal instead a small section of an ordinary street somewhere on earth, perhaps in a city or a large town. You can see, amongst other passers-by walking along the pavements of this street and occupying its buildings, a young couple, worry lines on their faces, heads down, pushing a baby in a pram. An old man, bent and tired, carrying a heavy shopping bag. A shopkeeper peering out through the windows of her shop, looking anxious and stressed. And a young man glued to his phone, oblivious to anything happening around him. His thumbs a blur on the screen and his expression tense and intense. Studying these people with your angelic vision, you see around each of them the same grayness, the same shell of grey energy that fell away from you when the angel took you by the hand. Here's an example of how you can work with us, the angel says. We connect with you, we place our hand in your hand, and you then, unseen, during your meditation times, can reach out and place a hand on the shoulders of the people you want to help. Friends, relatives, strangers. You simply reach out to them in your mind and from your heart, charged with angelic energy. Do so now, says the angel. Step through the door and into this street and help. Somehow you know exactly what to do. You step through the doorway and out onto the pavement in the street, and, unseen by anyone, by the couple, by the old man, by the shopkeeper, by the youth on the phone, you walk up to each of them and you touch them briefly on the shoulder. The moment you do so, you see light pouring out from your hand and into these souls. You see the greyness around them peel away from them and fall around their feet like grey ash. And you see them becoming self-illuminated by a light within them that switches on and spreads out from their heart centers. God light that can now fully express itself and shine in them. Their cares fall away. They walk taller. They are happier. And you sense each of them taking their first steps along the spiritual path, the path of awakening and spiritual fulfillment. Having done this, you step back through the doorway, turn to look through it, and discover you are no longer looking at a street, but instead at a vast grid of light which fills the space beyond the door. Fine, luminous threads of light. A bright web connecting hundreds, thousands of shining people. Some are sitting in groups. Some are sitting in their own living rooms. But you see light streaming out from each of these individuals, illuminating the air around them. And you know that that light is going out into the world. You know that the energy grid you can see unites all of these light workers as family and as conduits for the light. And you know that whenever they sit, either singly or in groups, angels join them. And their intentions for the world flow out through them. You marvel at the hundreds, thousands of souls like you can see working unseen, reaching out to others to turn on the light they have hidden within them. You know that lights are shining out all over the world because of the actions of these people. People like you. You are part of a great wave of light, says the angel, the great wave of angelic intent that is sweeping across the world. You are connected to us. We are working with you, through souls of similar intent right across the world. As you watch the grid of light workers, you know that their light is reaching all the countries of this world, that all the nations of the world are being affected by the wave of light. It is reaching millions, billions of souls, and many of them are being transformed. Their material shackles are falling away like dark shells. Their spirit selves are being freed from the greyness of the field. You sense, however, that not every soul on earth will transform, that some souls prefer the greyness, prefer the illusion, prefer not to remember who they are. You sense that if you were to place your hand on the shoulder of these souls, nothing would happen. No change would take place. In such cases, move on, the angel by your side advises. Move on. It's not yet their time. Experience will bring them to the day when they too will embrace the light again. But for some, not today. Not today. There are so many others who will embrace the light today. Help them. Help them to remember. Enough for today, says the angel, as the door to the earth room closes on the grid of light and the many light workers across the world. And you now find yourself back in the atmosphere of golden mist. I have something wonderful to show you now, says the angel. Come. And you walk with the angel across the area of light mist to the other door, the one the angel came through to greet you earlier. This time the angel takes you through this door into the area where you previously saw the heavenly host of angels. As you walk through it, you suddenly find yourself standing in the most wonderful, beautiful landscape. You are now in the highest spiritual cleansing sphere beyond the earth. The grass beneath your feet is a perfect green. The sky above you, a cloudless blue. The atmosphere, the very air in this place is alive with glints of color, with harmonious notes and sounds, with an energy and a vibrancy you have never encountered before. Just ahead of you, you can see three spirits standing next to each other. They look as human as you are in appearance, except they are dressed in flowing robes that are constantly changing color. They welcome you. They smile at you. They invite you to observe them closely, and you now notice a transparency to their skin and their clothing, as though there is something brighter beneath the surface, something trying to get out and express itself. You look at the outer features of each of their spirits, their faces, their hands, their robes, and as you do so, their surface features shimmer and fall away around their feet like a luminous shell, just as the greyness fell away from you earlier, but this time in a much more ethereal form. And as their outer layers peel away, you witness each of the three spirits shining like the sun. Their inner presence and true nature are now fully revealed. They appear to you as what they are now, what they now are and always were at heart. They are angels, at last fully restored to angelic consciousness. For a moment, you are surrounded by the brilliant white light emanating from these three beings. Then they quickly fade from view and disappear, leaving just you and your angel standing together in this beautiful landscape. The angel explains that what you have just witnessed is the transition of three spirits back to their angelic state. They have returned home, the angel says. They have worked their way through the cleansing spheres, following their time on earth, and at each stage, in each sphere they have progressed through, they have gradually transformed and learned, shedding something of the vibrations that have tied them to the earth and earthly consciousness for so long. This, he explains, is the ultimate goal: to return the fallen, the lost, the angels of the fall on earth, you and everyone else, to full angelic consciousness and freedom, to give them the means of escaping from the vibrational trap they've placed themselves in so long ago. This is our intention. This is your intention. This is the work you are a part of. The uplifting of souls, the transformation of souls, giving them the power to remember what they are, who they really are, freeing them from the limiting and confining head mindset of the earth. The landscape now changes, disappears, and you find yourself with the angel still by your side, standing at the doorway that led you to the higher vibration you have just witnessed. You walk through it and through the area of light mist to the doorway that leads back to the earth room. The angel places both hands against your heart, and you feel such a rush of energy, such a wave of love pass from their hands and into you. Thank you, says the angel. I'm always with you, but now it's time for you to return to the earth. And he takes a step back, and the door to the earth room opens, and you walk through it, once again finding yourself in the room here at the sanctuary where you began this journey. You walk over to where your physical self is sitting in the chair. You stand back, looking at your physical self for a moment. Then you turn so that your back is to your physical self. You sit down within your physical self, and you reconnect slowly with your physicality. As you do so, begin the countdown that brought you here in reverse, preparing to reconnect with the earth plane gradually, but fully. Begin with the figure 1 and slowly make that countdown to 10. Gently bringing yourself back to earthly consciousness with each number you hold and then let go of. And once you are back at 10, and in your own time, and asking the divine to close and seal your chakras for you, keeping you safe as you return to earthly consciousness, at that point you can open your eyes when you feel ready to do so, and calmly and peacefully return fully to the earth and to the earth room. I think everybody's back with us. Nobody's decided to stay. I don't know how